evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. I am your host, Jalen Sims, and we got a good episode today, a jam-packed episode. As you all know, we just came back from spring break, so a lot has happened over spring break, and ain't no better place to hear it from than Bowie State Sports Talk. So let's get right into softball. The softball team was 8-6 before spring break, but as of right now, they're 17-9. So y'all can see them been doing their thing during spring break. They started the break off with a doubleheader against Delaware State. It was their first time ever playing against Delaware State. In the first game, the Bulldogs had a 4-2 lead entering the fifth set. That's when in the fifth inning, Delaware scored 4 runs to take a 6-4 lead. They then shut down the Bulldogs in the 6th and 7th inning to win the game. The Bulldogs then got blown out in the second game, 1-6. So they two of the three losses during the spring break was their first games of the spring break. So keep that in mind. Speaking of blowout, the Bulldogs then turned around and had a doubleheader against Bluefield State. In the first inning, Kayla Evans hit a triple to the left field, which allowed Brewer to score, and Sydney hit a single to center field, which allowed Evans to score. In the third inning, Brewer scored again due to an error by third base. That's when in the fourth inning, the Bulldogs, they took off. They took off. Elias Smith hit a single to center field, allowing Edmond to score. That's when Mizell then walked the home base, she allowing herself to score. Evans single to right field, allowing Taylor Skinner to score. And Henningberg scored 2. Then Lindsey George tripled to right field, allowing Evans and Brewer to score. And lastly, Lindsey scored off a hit by Jayla Hill, and Jayla Hill scored on a pass ball. The Bulldogs went on to shut Bloomsfield down in the fifth inning to win the game 12-2. 8 of those 12 runs came in the fourth inning. Kayla Evans finished that game with 3 runs, 2 hits, and 3 RBIs. Lindsey George, who you're gonna hear her name a lot this episode, finished the game with 1 run, 1 hit, and 4 RBIs. In the second game, the back-to-back, the Bulldogs got off to a hot start. In the first inning, Kayla kicked it off by scoring on a pass ball. Lindsey then went on to score an unearned run as well. Ross singled to right field, allowing Edmond and Hill to score. Shania then singled to center field, allowing Elia to score. The Bulldogs had a 5-0 lead in the first inning. In the second inning, Kayla stole home base. Jayla Hill scored off a walk, and Harvey scored off an RBI from Elia to take an 8-0 lead in the second inning. In the fourth inning, the Bulldogs scored 3 more runs to take this game 11-0. So, good back-to-back dubs, 2 easy dubs, much needed. That's when the Bulldogs had a doubleheader against Chestnut Field. This was a tie game in the first game until the third inning, where the Bulldogs unsurprisingly took off, as we all should know this by now. Brewer kicked it off by scoring a run off of Evans' hit. Then Evans scored a run off of Lindsey's hit. Jayla Hill then hit a home run, which allowed her and Lindsey to score. That was her 3rd home run of the season. She hit 2 home runs in the game against Benedict back in February. Edmund scored off a hit from Trinity, and Ross scored off a hit from Brewer to take a 6-0 lead in the third inning. The Bulldogs went on to score in the fourth inning to take a 7-0 lead. Chestnut, they scored once in the 7th inning, but that was enough to take the lead, and the Bulldogs won that game 7-1. Jayla Hill finished that game with 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 home run. Akira threw 3 strikeouts, and if you was here last episode before the spring break, I said I would start showing more love to the pitching side of baseball. I always say who had the home runs and whatnot. So this episode, y'all will hear me talk a lot about the pitchers. So like I said, Akira, she threw 3 strikeouts that game. In the second game against Chestnut came out fighting. I ain't gonna hold you. They scored 4 runs in the first inning. They did their thing, but the Bulldogs came out fighting too. Bulldogs scored 5 runs in the first inning. Edmond, she got the first one as she walked home base. Taylor Skinner, she got a nice hit that allowed Lindsey, Gordon, and Kayla to score 3 RBIs. Elias Smith stepped up and got a good hit that allowed Taylor to score. and take a 5-4 lead in the first inning. In the second inning, Edmonds stole home base to take a 6-4 lead. Congrats to them. Congrats. In the sixth inning, Edmonds scored. I'm tripping. Edmund, our own player, I said congrats to them. I was talking about the opponents. Edmund, who was our own Bowie State player, stole home base to take a 6-4 lead. Let's go, Edmund. My fault. I got mixed up a little bit. In the sixth inning, Edmund scored again, this time off a hit by Gordon, which allowed us to take a 7-4 lead. Chestnut scored in the seventh inning, but once and again, their score wasn't enough to take the lead, and Bulldogs won the game 7-5. Now, Taylor Skinner, she stepped up big time. She had arguably her best game of the season with one run and 3 RBIs. The Bulldogs then went on to play a doubleheader against Goldie Beacom. This game was close until the bottom of the fifth inning. The score was 3-2. Bowie stayed up. That was until Trinity scored a hit. Trinity scored off a hit from Lindsay. Brewer scored on a fielder's choice. Kayla scored off of Gordon hit to left field. Jayla and Akira scored off a Sydney hit to center field. Gordon scored off a Trinity hit to right field. And lastly, Sydney scored on a pass ball to win the game 10-2. The Bulldogs scored 7 of their runs in the fifth inning. They outscored them 7-5 in the fifth inning. That pretty much ended the ball game. It was over at that point. But speaking of 7, the Bulldogs lost the second matchup 7-6. The CIAA softball weekly honors was listed after that game. Lindsey George, like I said, y'all gonna hear her name a lot this episode, won Offensive Player of the Week. It was rightfully deserved. In the 8 games that she played that week, she batted 7 for 16 at the plate. She scored 6 runs. She, with 6 runs scored, 6 runs batted in, 8 walks, and 4 stolen bases. She also did her thing on the pitching side of the ball, as she struck out 5 batters while not allowing a run in 6 innings of play. Speaking of pitching, Karen won Pitcher of the Week. Her ERA was 1.22. She only allowed 3 runs in the 17 innings she pitched that week. That's when Brittany Brewer, she won Defensive Player of the Week, as she had a perfect 1% fielding percentage and she 36 putouts. She also made some noise on the offensive side of the ball, as she scored 7 times, hit 2 doubles, and drew 6 walks. Now it's time to get to what everybody's waiting for: the CIAA Roundup. Ain't nothing better than that, man. The CIAA Roundup was from March 23rd to 25th. The Bulldogs' first game was against Winston-Salem State. Bulldogs won that game 6-1. I would say the best player of the game was in the 7th inning when Akira hit that home run that allowed her, Lindsay, and Kayla to score. That was her 4th home run in the season, which I'll talk about that a little more in this episode, so stay tuned. Speaking of home run, Brittany Brewer also hit a home run in the 7th inning. That was her first home run of the season, so big ups to her, big congrats. More to come, no cap. Now, Akira, she wasn't only showing out on the opposite side of the ball. She also went 3 shutout innings as a pitcher. Only gave up 4 hits and had 1 strikeout. So I like that. A 2A player. Me myself. I like it. Lindsay also striked out 4 players in that game as well. Their next game in the CIAA Roundup was against St. Augustine. That game was another blowout win for the Bulldogs, man. 16-0. Trinity had 3 runs and 3 RBIs. Elia had 3 runs. Long story short, everyone that played in that game had a run for Bowie State, except for one person, Michaela. Now, to be fair, that was her first time at bat this season, because her position is a catcher and an outfielder. So that was her first time at bat, so she get a pass. But everybody else that went at bat on offense, scored for Bowie State. Everyone. Karen only gave up 2 hits and striked out 3 that game. The Bulldogs then had another easy dub as they played Johnson C. Smith and won 8-0. In the fourth play of the game, Evans was on second base, Lindsay was on first, and Jayla Hill was up. What she do? Hit a home run. That gave the Bulldogs an early 3-0 lead. That's when in the 4th inning, Edmonds singled to right field that allowed Brewer and Watkins to score and make the score 8-0. Jalen Hill finished that game with 2 runs, 4 RBIs, and 1 home run. Now to get to the game that everybody is here for. Bowie State versus Claflin. For those of you that do not know, this was a rematch of the championship last season. Claflin beat Bowie State in the finals last season, so this was a game that Bowie State had circled, kinda, which I'll get to that a little later. But the Bulldogs won this game 5-0. This game was a neck and neck game all the way up into the 8th inning. Entering the 8th inning, the score was 1-1, tied up. That was until Lindsay hit her 4th home run of the season. That allowed her and Brewer to score. The Bulldogs went on to score 2 more runs in that inning and shut Claflin down at the bottom of the 8th inning. Lindsay George was the MVP of that game. She had the home run and 2 RBIs, but more importantly and more impressively, she threw her career high 9 strikeouts. 9 strikeouts in the game. That's her career high. Last season, she threw 8 strikeouts in 3 games. But, so if you think about it, 9 strikeouts isn't really that impressive. But she threw 8 strikeouts in 3 games last season. And once again, that's her college career high, 9 strikeouts. So big ups to her, man. More to come. I think she can get 10 this season. She got it in her. She got 10 in her, no cap. She got it in her to get 10. I reached out to Jakari Watkins about that game and asked her, did they have this game versus Claflin circle on the calendar since Claflin beat them in the championship last season? Or was it just another game to them? Like, just another game. She responded and said it was another game, but it was the game to separate us from taking over the CIAA. Because they, as in Claflin, was set to be the team to beat. Now she's not lying. The Bulldogs haven't won the CIAA this season. They got the best conference record at 6-0 and the best overall record at 19-9. 1 second. After that game, the Bulldogs went on to continue to dominated Livingstone 11-0. MVP of this game is Karen, who threw her career high. Can you guess how many strikeouts? 9. She threw 9 strikeouts as well. Her previous high was 6, which was last season. And her previous high from this season was 3, if I'm not mistaken. So she also made a big jump. So big ups to her, man. That's back-to-back games that the Bulldogs got 9 strikeouts from one player. That's mad impressive. They then finished the roundup off by facing Fayetteville. The Bulldogs won 5-0. Lindsay threw 5 strikeouts that game. So after throwing 9 strikeouts 2 games ago, she come back and throw 5 strikeouts in the next game. I know her arm had to be tired. I'm sorry. I know being a pitcher is hard. You, pew. Look, my shoulder already hurt from doing that. And her throwing 9 strikeouts and following up with 5 strikeouts, I gotta give it to her, man. I got you. That's mad impressive. The Bulldogs went 6-0 at the CIAA roundup. That's when, look, the Bulldogs, they've been very dominant this season. They have the most runs in the CIAA with 193. Tied for the most home runs in the CIAA with 14. The most RBI with 153. The most hits in the CIAA. Look, y'all get it. I can go on and on about, this. I ain't going to go on and on. I got time today. Lindsay, she got the 2nd most strikeouts. Karen got the 4th most strikeouts. And Akira got the 5th most strikeouts in the CIAA. Lindsay, Akira, and Jayla are all tied for 2nd place with 4 home runs this season. Kayla has the 2nd most runs with 24. Sydney and Lindsay is right there behind her with 23 and 22. Brittany has a 0.976 fielding percentage. That's the 2nd, and she got the 2nd most putouts with 116. Like I said, I can go on and on, but I don't got time now. Hopefully, y'all understand how dominant they are from those stats I just read y'all. If not, let me know. I can get y'all more. I can. I got time. No, I don't. If y'all don't get it, I can go on and on for y'all. Trust me, I can. But the Bulldogs are back in action this Thursday against Washington at Adventist. Look, I can't pronounce your name. With all due respect. Anywho, on to bowling now. So before we get to the championship game, let's start off with congratulating Shayla Gray, who made the CIAA bowling all-conference team, which was well-deserved. This season, she averaged 165.15 pins and knocked down a total of 5,615 pins. Now, for those of you that do not remember, over the weekend, the Bulldogs were going for a 7-peat as they won the last 6 CIAA championships. The Bulldogs had their first match on Saturday against Livingstone. The second seeded Bulldogs won that game 4-3 and advanced to round 2 of the winners bracket. In round 2, the Bulldogs faced Johnson C. Smith, won that game 4-2. They advanced to round 3 of the winners bracket, where they faced the first seed Elizabeth City. And I'm gonna get to this game, or I guess I'm gonna get to Elizabeth City versus Bowie State a little bit later, so stay tuned because it's very important. Don't want to miss out. The Bulldogs lost that game 4-4, and they got dropped to the losers bracket, where in round 5 they beat Shaw 4-0 and advanced to the finals to get a rematch against Elizabeth City State in the finals for the championship. Now, for those of you that do not know this, the last 7 championships included these 2 teams, Bowie State and Elizabeth City. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2022, 2023. Bowie State versus Elizabeth City for 7 straight finals, and Bowie State won 6 of those, 6-peated. Did they win 7? Stay tuned. But no, Bowie State did not win 7. And look, us fans, we thought that Cavs and Warriors was crazy 4 years in a row. But Bowie State versus Elizabeth City State 7 years in a row? That's insane. Insane. But like I said, Bowie State lost that game in the finals 0-4. But you know, it's okay. Every streak comes to an end. But if you ask me, you're going to be back next year, back and better. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 8-time matchup, Elizabeth City State versus Bowie State again in the finals. I'd be surprised. Both of these teams are just pure dominance in bowling. We are. So like I said, Bowie State lost. They got swept 4-0, making Elizabeth City State the championships, making Elizabeth City State the champions. So congrats to them. They finally beat us after losing 6 years in a row. Gotta feel good, don't it? God, if I was y'all, I'd been pissed. If I would have lost, if I was to lose 7 times in the finals to one team, I'd probably retire. I would. Like, that gotta hurt. You can't be one team in the finals 6 years in a row. I mean, at least y'all made it to the finals, unlike some teams, but dang, that gotta hurt. But anywho, that's it for today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. Stay tuned for the after show. I'm gonna get right into it after a sip of water. I'm thirsty. Let's start off the after show with a hot take. This take shouldn't be hot. I'm about to spit facts. Anywho, Bruno Mars is better than Michael Jackson. I don't care what nobody say. I will say, if you disagree, you can come on the radio with me, beside me. We can argue, have a versus battle, whatever you want to do. But last time I did that, we all know how that turned out. They got scared and they ducked out. So hey, but yes, Bruno Mars is better than Michael Jackson. Tell me something about Michael Jackson you can listen to when you get your heart broke. Not you can't think of a song, can you? I can listen to Grenade, and I Was Your Man. All Bruno Mars songs. Tell me something like I'm telling you, Grenade better than all Michael Jackson songs. Michael Jackson's best song is Thriller. I'll probably say Thriller. It's like not better than Michael Jackson, not better than Bruno Mars' top 5 songs. Other than Thriller, Michael Jackson don't got no other great songs. Like the rest of his songs are mid. They're okay, but they're mid. Bruno Mars songs are S tier great. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. MJ is more popular. He is. But better, Bruno Mars. You could say Michael Jackson got better concerts. Boo hoo, I'm broke. I can't afford concerts. I don't care about that. But Bruno Mars got music like you can listen to anywhere. At parties, when you're depressed, at the gym, when you want to go to sleep, when you're driving, when you're on the treadmill, when you're riding your bike, and when you're around kids, anywhere, anytime. But that's it for MJ versus that's it for MJ versus Bruno Mars. That don't deserve a lot of time because it's not even close. I don't know why I waste my time talking about this. But anywho, my spring break was okay. It was pretty good. It was either go home and have to work and deal with my parents, go to my cousin's house, deal with my little cousins. It was a lose-lose situation either way. But I went to my cousin's house, and let me tell you something. My little cousin, I ain't gonna say her name and whatnot, but she wanted a waterfall. She wanted like a waterfall of my water. I said, cool. I poured it slowly. She was like, okay, that's good. Can I get some more? Poured it slowly again. The same amount. She randomly, quote unquote, choked and spit the water out, right? The water got on my socks and got on my Crocs. The Crocs I got some special Crocs. They're like a Akatsuki Naruto Crocs, right? I could have put it in the dryer so they can dry off. She said, you sure? They're going to shrink. I said, yeah. So there's some plenty of times I put my Crocs and shoes in the dryer and they didn't shrink. She put them in the dryer. Them things shrink now. Like I can barely fit them. I'm so pissed at her. And her birthday coming up, she ain't getting nothing from me. She's getting the HBD. Not a full happy birthday, it's the HBD. Because she wants to spit some water on my Crocs. Look, she almost got me cursing on air. She turning 13. She was getting a simple HBD from me. No gift. No excitement. Nada. But look, that's what she deserves. She did that to herself. But like I said, it was cool over there. I just grinded playing 2K. Dogged my cousin in this game called Speed Runners. Dogged him in Connect 4 basketball at Dave and Buster's. After every game of 2K, I did like 15 push-ups. I gotta try to maintain this strength because I knew over there I wasn't going to the gym. Like I said, after every game, I did like 15 push-ups. So overall, I probably did I'm gonna say like 400 push-ups over there. That's pretty impressive for me. So I might go to the gym today, see if I still got that strength. Because if I don't, I never do push-ups again. They're pointless. If I don't got that strength anymore, if my strength fell off, I never do push-ups again. But anywho, what else I got to talk about? Oh, during the break, I didn't have an ounce of I didn't like have an ounce of healthy food. I didn't. Actually, I had like a piece of broccoli. I was in my General Tso's chicken, but that's about it. But surprisingly, I ain't really worried though. I only gained like 3 pounds. Before the break, I was like 258, 259. I weighed myself before I came back to school. I think I was like 262. So I'm kind of happy. I ate a lot, but didn't really gain a lot of weight. I'm slowly getting back to my prime self on the treadmill because like the day before the break on Thursday or like 2 weeks ago, I ran for 13 minutes straight on 6.1 speed. That's when I'm back at school now. So I'm about to be back to eating healthy, drinking water. And that was my first time running for that long on the treadmill since like March 2020, pre-COVID. I was in my prime. But anyway, like I said, I'm back to running on the treadmill now. Back at school, eating healthy, drinking healthy. So before the school year, I want to try to get down to 250, 245 if I can. I started the school year out at 274. I'm already down to 260, 262. I'm already happy. I want to be, more satisfied. So before the school year end, I'm going to try to reach 250 pounds. So that audibly means that no more Mountain Dew. I can eat healthy. Cowboy food, yum yum. Man, what? Cowboy food is so yum yum, but so unhealthy. I hate it. Why that gotta be the case? Why can't tasty food be healthy? I mean, salads are tasty, but it's not as tasty as pizza and chicken tenders and fries and cheeseburgers. Like, dang, I can't be backwards. But like I said, I'm good to eat healthy. I think I stay away from Mountain Dews and soda. But really Mountain Dews and apple juice. So I'm gonna try to do that for like these next 2 weeks. Just no more sodas, all water. I drink water the most, but I'm an adult. But like that Mountain Dew I get during lunchtime kind of messes up my diet a little bit. You feel me? So for these next, I'm gonna say 2 weeks in a row, I'm gonna try no soda. Cause my salad and yogurt is on point. That's there. It's the sodas that be kind of messing me up. I'm making you hungry. Good. Don't you got some salad in the refrigerator? Cause I have to work with you today. Anything else I got to know for the after show? Hmm. 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 What else happened during spring break? That's about it. Cause I'm still mad at my cousin for shrinking my Crocs. That's why I got on these slides today. It's my first time wearing these slides since like I got those Crocs. Like I wear slides in the shower. Not these. Like these are my size 13 slides. I think my size 12 slides get too small. I remember in the shower. You missed the show. Yeah, I saw you missed it. That's why I uploaded on YouTube for y'all. So if y'all really love me and care about me, make sure y'all go to my YouTube channel at Big Dog J. Every episode that I recorded is on there. Actually, no, not every episode. Like my first episodes ever, I lost them. Well, even if I did record them, I probably wouldn't upload it. It was so cringy. Now, a few years from now, I'm gonna say what I'm doing right now is cringy. I'm gonna get better and better. But I was never gonna upload episode one. Anywho, I probably uploaded from like episode 7, episode 6. So I think it's episode 12, right? Yeah. Like I said, you can go on YouTube. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna have to go to the cafeteria, go home, edit this, post it on YouTube, and go to the gym. It's 4:48. I'll still got some time. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been Jalen Sanders on the WBSU Radio, and I'm out.